Do you even know what's in your Yoni steam? I mean, have you asked any questions or did you just buy it? When I first started Yoni steaming, I just found a lady that was on Etsy that was cheapest. And I said, all right, I'm gonna get my herbs from her. And she gave me my pink seed, had my herbs in there, and I was good to go. I didn't ask what was in it because why? I figured she knew what she was doing. And they seemed to work okay. I didn't know if there was a specific one for what I was going through. She just said, here, you can use this one. Now, when it came to her herbs, when I started studying those herbs, it wasn't anything wrong with what she sent me. It was a basic Yoni steam. It was mainly for self-care. It didn't really focus on like fertility, shrinking fibroids, and painful periods. I mean, all Yoni steaming, I think, helps with your cycle. Even the ones that she gave me helped my cycle at the slightest bit because I wasn't even bleeding as heavy as I used to. So when it comes to Yoni steaming and picking Yoni steaming herbs, when I started to do it, I had to research what each and every single herb did. The ones that I got from the lady that I used to purchase from, she put like just 2 herbs in it, maybe 3. I don't remember, it's been some time, but they were just basic herbs that were just to relax myself, simple self-care. So when I tell you it's important to know what's in your herbs, it's also important to know how long those herbs have been around. Because if your herbs are over a year old, they're not as effective. In fact, it could probably cause you some infections. And herbs can grow mold on them because you just don't know how it's being stored. Is it being stored in a plastic bag? Has it been stored in a plastic bag for over a year? They could have small little bugs in them. I mean, they're herbs, so they can't expire. It's very important that if you're buying your Yoni steam herbs from someone to make sure, A, the herbs are fresh. They're at least an herbalist or Yoni steam practitioner, someone who studies this, like moi. But if you didn't want to go with moi, then you can actually just go get the herbs yourself at the store. There's a lot of herb shops in Atlanta, and I'm pretty sure most major cities, somebody has an herb shop. I mean, it's a luxury for me to send it to you. But if you don't trust how long the herbs have been around with me or with someone else, you can absolutely do it yourself. You know exactly how long or how old your herbs are, and you can steam with confidence. Steam with confidence with people who study the craft. I study the craft. A lot of women I know who sell Yoni steams, they study the craft, they learn their herbs, and they refresh their herbs every 3 months. I tend to sell out fairly quickly, so I always have to constantly refresh and restock. So all my herbs are never... I don't even think they even make it a month old. And I get mine from the herb shop, or they're different companies that sell fresh herbs. So if you want to make your own herbs, you can go to herb shop or you can go on Amazon and look at some of the big companies that sell fresh herbs. Etsy has a lot of ones. Like I think Epic Herbs is also one that I use. And I believe I'm not sure if they're on Amazon, but they are on Etsy. And I get some of my herbs over there, like specific ones I get from them. And I buy in bulk. You don't have to buy in bulk. So you can buy them just in a small amount and then you can make the herbs yourself. But I trust these companies because I know when I get my herbs, they're fresh. I can smell it. I even ask them how long you've had them. And these companies constantly refresh. They work with different farms and they will be able to send you fresh herbs. If I don't know the company, then I don't know how long those herbs have been around. And I don't want to sell them to you. And then there's a problem when you get some type of infection or I get an infection. So when it comes to Yoni steaming, it is super important to know where your herbs came from and how long have they been around. When you're buying your Yoni steams, make sure it fits you because not every woman is the same. I know for me, if I'm going to Yoni steam, I need to make sure the steam addresses fibroids because I used to have fibroids. I used to have cysts, so the Yoni steam would have to have fibroids and cyst elimination in it. Those are specific herbs. Again, not everybody sells herbs that are so specific. Sometimes you have to reach out to the herbalist or the Yoni steam practitioner and say, I need a Yoni steam for this. They could either specially make it for you or they have a recipe ready to go. I have one for fibroids and cysts and any type of elimination that needs to go on in the womb to pretty much cleanse and detox the womb. And a lot of herbalists and Yoni steam practitioners do. So be sure to ask. Don't be shy. And sometimes you just need a basic a basic Yoni steam just to relax. And those only need a couple of herbs. I think my basic one has about 4 or 5 herbs in them. Some people, they only have 3. But again, make sure you trust the person you're buying your steams from. Because, child, you buy some steams from some people and you get the herbs, you already know they ain't shit. I'm just keeping it real. Because all women are so different, it is really important for us to know which herbs fit us. So if I just gave birth, it's very important that you don't get a harsh Yoni steam. You need something very delicate that's more healing, because if you had a vaginal birth, it's very important that you re-heal any possible tears you may have had, any trauma you would have had giving birth, things like that, to really get yourself back to yourself. Also, you want to make sure you get an herb, or you want to make sure those herbs help you rebalance your hormones. Now, if I'm buying a Yoni steam that is for, I don't know, a womb detox, I would not suggest that for a woman who just gave birth, because that's too much of a strong herb blend. You need something a little bit more delicate. It helps balance the hormones, helps balance emotions, helps heal. Delicate herbs for that woman who just gave birth. If a woman needs to cleanse their womb, it could be cleansing, preparing for a baby, cleansing to release fibroids and cysts from the uterus, cleansing to prepare their bodies for some type of surgery, specifically the uterus. There's different types of things you may need to cleanse for. So those herbs have to fit you. If I'm a woman who's going through menopause and I constantly keep doing cleansing Yoni steams, it's going to dry you out. You want to make sure you get Yoni steams that help women that are going through menopause. I mean, menopause, you're talking about hot flashes. Yes, the elasticity can be an issue. Hormone imbalances. You're getting ready for the next phase of your life. Make sure you have the right Yoni steams that fit the next phase of your life. Choosing the right Yoni steam is very important for you ladies. Make sure when you're picking your Yoni steam, you know who your herbal is, you know how long those herbs have been around, because we all know if they've been around too long, it's going to be a problem. And also make sure you find the herbs that are right for you. Different Yoni steams for different women. You're not the same as me. I'm not the same as you or your sister or my sister. So make sure you find one that's for you. If you just want one to relax, you just pick the one for relax. Like for me, it's the Queen steam. Sometimes you need a Yoni steam to help you, want to get freaky. Be sure to tell your Yoni steam herbalist that, because there's specific herbs that you can put in a Yoni steam that'll make you feel really sexy. Sexier than you already are.